Okay, here I am driving the infamous Evo, which is the first Evo that I ever drove as a teenager, about, I don't know, 8 years ago or so. And now I'm driving it again, after all the abuse that's been through. And it is not easy to drive. It doesn't drive or sound or look good, but it does run. Let's see what we can do. Oh yeah, those brakes sound good. Goes right into gear. Pedal sticky. ABS lights on. SRS lights on. The headliner is like purple and fuzzy. Oh, it makes some sort of duck noise. When you give it gas. Rumbles. But it's flat like an Evo is. Like, especially like a lowered Evo. In corners. To be seeing if the wipers work. They don't. Front wipers don't work. Nozzles don't work. Rear wiper does work. Headlights work. Directionals work. Seems like just the wipers aren't working, but it happens intermittently, so we'll have to see. These are the coolest cars. This thing, no matter how much she ruins this, she still can't get rid of the fact that it's an Evo, and it's awesome. It's still an awesome car. I remember the first time I drove this car, just being awestruck. This is what sparked my passion in cars. Is literally the Evo, 2003 Evo. You know, I had passion before that, but this is what made me want an import. You know, they're just so flat. Their steering responses, you can't help but smile. It's really cool. Awesome cars. For you. As you can see, it goes pretty good. Still goes. Still boosts. This thing actually has a Shepherd trans in it. I'm not sure of the details, but it does have a Shepherd trans in it, which we installed. And I have to say, the shifts are absolutely butter. I just think it wasn't going into gear. Maybe she has the wrong fluid in this. This car is owned by one of our customers who is a younger girl. I think maybe her fluid, although now that it's warmed up, absolutely butter through all the gears. And that's dry shifted. Running okay. Let's see if the wipers work now. Oh, nothing works. No. No wiper activity. No nozzle spraying. Directionals are good. Lights are good. Have fogs in this car? These don't make them with fogs. Yes, this does have fogs, which work. Or at least the switch works. very raw, you know, and that's what they took away in the Evo 10. But what they took away in the Evo 10 in terms of, you know, that rawness, they made up for in refined drivability and, you know, comfort, and I think they're just as reliable. I think the 4B11 is really underrated. You know, I think people are going to be hesitant to switch their you know, their devotion to the 4B11 when you're coming off the 4G63, which is one of the most legendary 2-liters of all time. But I think the 4B11 has really lived up to the expectations, and it had obviously some massive shoes to fill, and I think it's doing a pretty good job. It's a lot of people making, you know, up near 1,000 horsepower with those motors now, just with a simple build. And there's a ton of people over 400 wheel with a stock block, which is, sorry, got to get a camera out. And that 400 and 450 wheel with a stock bottom end is what made the 4G63 famous. So if it can do that, what more could you ask for? They sound great. But this is a classic 4G63 sound. I'll give you a little. This car runs great. It really does. And the brakes on these cars. Pedal barely moves, but the car freaking stops. Alright. That about concludes my test drive of Damac, the first Evo I ever drove, 2003 Mitsubishi Evo 8 with 136,000 miles on it. And it boosts just like the day it came off the assembly line. So, yeah.